And I rise today in strong opposition to H.R. 2794, legislation that permanently bans mining in a huge part of my district. Minnesota's mineral wealth is unparalleled. We face almost weekly attacks against mining from House Democrats and their standard bearer, Joe Biden. Very recently, this administration published a draft environmental assessment withdrawing an area similar to the withdrawal area in this bill. This is no longer about just precious metals. The administrative withdrawal contains an outright ban on taconite mining, along with clean energy minerals like copper, nickel, cobalt, and platinum group metals, while H.R. 2794, introduced by my good friend and Representative McCall from St. Paul, contains a de facto ban on taconite mining. This surprised me, as the bill's author always claimed to support taconite mining. For background, taconite is the type of iron ore mined in northern Minnesota. It serves as the key ingredient to steel. And Minnesota's 8th congressional district alone accounts for over 80% of this nation's steel. Therefore, I represent the constituents that mine the necessary raw materials America needs for its infrastructure. Mining and labor unions have a rich history on the Iron Range, and they go hand in hand. Our communities were built around mining and thrive because of it. In the last 2 or so decades, an anti-mining sentiment has permeated from the Twin Cities areas and the East and West coasts. This anti-jobs, anti-mining movement is hell-bent on eliminating our mining industry and robbing Minnesotans of their mineral wealth. Their goal is to push mining jobs away from the Iron Range and overseas to countries who have very little environmental or labor standards compared to the United States. Instead, today, I will offer an amendment that will give everyone here an opportunity to allow taconite mining in the legislative withdrawal by removing the de facto ban that's currently proposed in this anti-mining legislation. Today's markup represents an opportunity. A vote for this bill will eliminate generations of union jobs and economic development on Minnesota's Iron Range. A vote against this bill is a vote for rural, well-paying union jobs, producing the taconite and critical minerals we need for steel making, EVs, solar panels, windmills, and more. A vote against this bill also will show your support for American workers, supply chain security, and reducing our reliance on adversarial nations for our critical minerals. In closing, to quote my pro-mining Democrat predecessor, Congressman Jim Oberstar, who also served as chair of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, quote, "I urge you not to trade off the lifestyles, livelihoods, and legitimate desires of the people of northeastern Minnesota for equitable treatment in favor of the vague and ill-defined interests of others, perhaps more clamorous, constituencies far removed from the BWCA," end quote. Within the boundary waters and the buffer zone, Congressman Oberstar agreed, there is no mining, and I agree with him. However, outside of those boundaries, he made it clear we must maintain the ability to mine, to produce good-paying jobs, good-paying union jobs in northeastern Minnesota. And mining is an economic driver for my constituents in northeastern Minnesota. Mr. Chair, thank you, and I yield back.
Anyone else wish to be